Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my shop. My name is Keith. I'm your host. Let's start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On with the show. It does fit our nut perfectly fine. Now we're going to leave, we know, an inch. We got an inch and an eighth and a little bit of room to play. So we got about 2 3/4 inch sticking out here. We're just going to take a light skim and center drill it, and then we can run the steady rest in here with the center, and then we're going to be turning that diameter down for 1/2 inch. I measure the inside here to about 1 inch 105, 1 inch 106 is what I've gotten 2 or 3 times checking it. And we know that we want to stick out 1 inch 100. And so we're going to turn this at 2 inch 200. Now threads are just another interrupted cut when it comes to turning a diameter off the thread. But I'm setting my zero on my travel there, and I'm going to touch off on this outside here, and then we're basically going to hit Y as 3/4 inch diameter, and we'll just take a preliminary skim cut here into the depth we want to go. I can start to see the very root of there, and we know that we drilled out for just under 1/2 inch for the 1/2 inch ACME tap. Well, we got 513 or so, and my Y up here says 521, something like that. There we go. All right, she is pretty warm. She's probably going to be a little bit heavy on the size, so we're just going to take one more cut, 5 off the diameter. We're going to leave what we think is 3, let it cool down, and we'll see where we're at from there. All right, with the calipers we got 502. With a 1 inch mic, I got 503. Let's let that cool down a little bit, and we'll see what size it actually is. Okay, she's cooled down pretty good, and we got a real strong 502. I'm going to go ahead and take that last 0.02 off of there, break that edge right there, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to see if our piece slides over that. All right, I like that. I give a little tiny bit of pressure with the air. Kind of makes it pop. That's good. Now we're going to go over the mill, and we're going to drill a vent hole down at the bottom of that hole on the outside into that hole. And I think we're ready to silver solder it. All right, now while I have it in the lathe here and I have my collet in here, I'm going to pull this 3/4 out, put a 1/2 inch collet, turn this thing around, put it in the center, and we're going to put the angle on this outside threads here just like the original one. See, they rounded off this end and they rounded off this end here. I measured inside 111 on the depth is where I'm going to put that. I blew it so we got it. I'm going to take a flat surface right here and we're going to stick this in here parallel to the top. We're already centered up, halfway out, and there's our mark right there. And let's get some power. I did come down with the center drill just so that it chamfers that hole. Alright, just a little pisser hole so that silver solder will come out and there will be no pressure built up. Nice, right against the bottom. And actually, if the bottom fills up with silver solder, it'll make it just that much stronger. There we go. And I can see the bottom, I can see this edge through that hole right there. Awesome. We put our main stem in here, and we got the machine end here and the ACME end up at the top. We're going to take and put some silver solder flux here now, and we're going to put plenty in there. We're going to run it in and out of the bore here a couple times. We just saw some spit out of the bore here. There we go. Little pisser hole there. Now we're wiping all the excess that we can off of this thing here. Means if you got silver solder on the outside of your part, your silver can stick to the outside. There's more tendency to stick on the outside of your part. We would like to have it just completely solid on the inside. Now the pisser hole will let us know that silver solder is down there, but it also, sometimes when you're heating up a cavity, there's gases and the part can come shooting out or separate. Go in two different directions. However you want to say it. You see it pissing out of that hole right there. Both parts have got to be the same heat for the silver solder to adhere. And it is a light golden red, roughly in that neck of the woods there as far as temperature when it's ready. And the silver solder flux almost looks like glass. There we go. We're going to saturate it with heat. We want to see the silver solder come all the way down to the pisser hole. Well, I was able to push it right into it. I'm going to be happy with that. Nice gloss around the top there. Polished off that silver solder and took the blemishes off. We tweaked it a little bit while it was in the collet. We brought it over here to assemble it to make sure that we had reasonable run out. It looked good out there on its own, but I wanted to mount it up in here and I think we've got something here we're going to work with. All right. Now that shaft mounts into the handle with that one screw, but there's another nylock that actually controls the play of the bushing and the hand wheel. This is a rotating spring-loaded dial, okay, which is separate. It's just on the outside of this handle, but the handle itself is actually on a spline, and then between that one gear that picks up from the rack, or the apron gear, I should say, drive gear for the crossfeed. That gear and this inside of this housing here is what holds that thrust. There's a nylock out here, so I'm going to get a socket on here, and I'm going to tighten this up until it's slightly binding, and then just back it off just slightly, so I know that it's as far as it can go with minimum amount of in play. And I'm kind of like adjusting the wheel bearings. Now I got to hold it. I don't know how stout this is. Let's see if I can do this. Oh yeah, I can do it by hand. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, this takes effort. All right, so I'm going to back it off slightly. Still effort. A little bit more. Okay, I think that's about as tight as we can get that. And we're going to go ahead and throw some oil in here now. Okay, that feels good. Okay, now I sanded on the side of the block and came back and forth until I got that to fit in there. I can turn that upside down, that won't fall out of there. All right, and that'll be a good fit right there. So we can slide that back and forth. Now I'm going to get the nut for that. Or I should say, this is the bolt for it. Now the bolt has an oil passage that lets oil go all the way down through the top and into here, and then lubricate that Acme threads. That's how that gets lubrication there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, because I believe, okay, we got that so it can slide all the way through there freely, so I can spin this nut on here. We're going to put those adjustments out here so that you can adjust it from the end. Okay, I'm going to squirt. I'm using whey oil in this can. That's pretty good. It took that long for that to use up that much oil. And you can see the gloss on the threads there. That's cool. Okay, that's about as close as that comes. So evidently I'm rubbing a little bit. So I'm going to unscrew this here, and we're going to see what we got on that other side. And if we have to, we're going to sand a little bit more, because I would like this to go in as far as possible. Okay, yeah, it's hitting right there on that edge right there. That does start to come up, sweep up a little bit. I'm going to go break that edge right there. Oh, just like this one. A little detail we didn't do. All right, plenty of clearance in there now, I believe. I don't want to do any adjusting until this is mounted solid into the top. Okay, that's a lot closer, and I'm going to accept that as the farthest travel anyway. Alright, now let's go ahead and slide our cross slide on. Alright, I guess I'll get a photo. This is the last little look there. New lead screw, new nut, new patch. Yeah, this ain't the wear surface, but if you put a coat of oil on it, it's not going to rust. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're lined up on the threads there. Let's fill the whole cavity up. We won't have to worry about putting any okay. We had a socket for that somewhere. Oh. See, that made me walk over there because you got to have these in here to put your compound down. So we got to back up a step here. That'll give me enough time to go find a socket for this too. Okay, all we gotta do is come out past the end of that lead screw and stick them up through the bottom here. There we go. And right back in there to the, boy, when everything is just right. All right. It don't hurt to put a little more oil. That's a good sign. Okay, now our little gib thing here. All right, that's a good preliminary adjustment right there, because I know kind of where it needs to be. Okay, the reason why I adjusted that up in this position, because the rest of the time it's off the end. This is where you need to adjust it, here, there, all the way up. Okay, there we go. We lock that in. That ain't going anywhere. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take the nut all the way to that end, and I just want to make sure that those Allens are touching, not tight, but touching. Feels good to have a little resistance. Damn good. All right, we took these two pieces apart and cleaned them up just like we did the other ways, and we got them slid together. All right, I rolled over that surface and that surface on each side. we decided not to change out the lead screw because this lead screw actually feels better overall than the new piece of material. This is pretty tight in there. I'm going to make sure that taps back and forth in there fine before I put the thing together, because I don't want to get it stuck in there. So we're going to use a little plastic mallet, and if we have to, we'll put it in a press and press it back the other way. Okay, I think I would like it a little looser than that. So we're going to go ahead and press that out, polish it down a little bit so we can get it to fit in. We want it snug, but we need to be able to get it down in there and have it adjust into position without play. Okay, now we're talking. We cleaned out the hole a little bit, and where's my oil? It won't hurt to have some oil on this as well. Okay, we know that that's gonna be able to tap into there. Okay, and kind of eyeballing it in there. I'm just going to go ahead and there we go. Get it the right angle here. And then when we put that set screw in there, that dog point will go in and set inside that little surface right there. All right, now it does look like it needs to go down some more because this isn't in the center yet. Getting pretty close. Okay. We're going to go ahead and clean up our bushing here that's going to go in, and of course that goes with that side down because the oiler wants to be on the top. Then the handle goes on, and then this nut here adjusts the handle tension and the backlash for the bushing. I think that's supposed to be it's supposed to have threads or a dog point on it, so I may have to machine that because that's 1/4 inch and this is a 5/16 set screw, and I know that that will booger up that up and down key, which kind of what looks like happened right there. That also, if that mushrooms, it makes it hard to get it out or disassemble it. We want to work on these things again, so let's do the best job we can. Huh. Need an extension, or just a smaller ratchet here. Okay, the handle is locked up now, and then we bring it back just ever so slightly. There we go. There's no playing that now. I'm bringing it all the way back this way because this nut will come up and down a salt line and everything else at the closest to this nut support here. Okay, now time to put that set screw in there. I'm gonna move this out just a little bit. Okay, I gotta go put the 5/16 collet in. I think I'm gonna pick a new 5/16 by half set screw, and I'm gonna turn a little dog point so it'll go into that 1/4 inch groove without marring up the surface. Let's go ahead and flood this around here with some oil. All right, now I'm going to set it. Where in the heck am I going to set it? Okay, first off, we're going to set it there because I need to put the 2 nuts in the pocket. Because the nuts have got to be in the pocket before I set it down over the pins there, and go up through the hole, halfway center the nuts like that, and we're going to give it kind of a cross angle here so I can get my hands underneath there, and there we go. There, it's on the middle. Okay, now we get the 3/4 wrench and we see if we can get our nut started. Okay, that one started. Very good. Okay, that one's holding it up. Okay, that one's free. All right, now we're floating. For our test, I think I'm going to put this straight in a line. Let's see if we can find, there's 90 right there, okay. All right, there. Both those nuts are tight. She's firm. We probably got a little bit too much tension on there, but I want to know rock bottom amount of how much we actually took out of this thing. So I'm going to get my compound. Now I have my tool block. Mount it up here. Hey, that's kind of nice. Look at that. Did you see the carriage move? Okay, and we put that dial on 0. That dial don't move. We put it on 0 here. I probably got a 1/4,000 to a 1/2,000 reading on the dial. Let's set up our indicator here for you. Okay, let's put, I'm going to put it right there on 0. Okay, I'm going to pull back and forth. You watch. All the way that way. What do we got? Looks like 0. All the way that way. I'm getting just under 1. I don't even know if it's coming all the way back to 0. Let's put it, okay, there's a hard 0. I got 1/1000s. Okay, I moved you in a little closer just to double check. I don't know if that's flex or what, but okay, there's 0. I'm getting pretty close to about 1/1000s right there. And that's about what I'm getting on the big dial. Boy. That's pretty cool when the carriage moves and the indicator moves, and it's not like the carriage moves and the indicator don't move for a little bit before it moves again. Awesome. Awesome. I definitely have reduced it to virgin status. Alright, I've had a day to play with this, with it all tightened up. What a dream. Got a couple projects. You know, I tore this thing apart because I figured I had some free time. There's never a right time. As soon as you take something apart and you disable your machine, work comes in that door. It's just going to happen. You just do it, all right? Like going fishing, you just hang that sign up and you get out there. Get out there with your buddies, have some fun, live a little bit. All right, Comments. A lot to learn in comments. There's a lot of different ways to do something than the way I did it. And there's a lot of products out there to fill that void that we filled in there. Marine Tex is my go-to. All right. And I did it with white because it's bothering you. The best comment in this whole series was, why talk about what you're going to do and then do it? Just do it. All right. I think that goes along with get her done. I'm going to break that habit, and we're going to see what we can do about that issue there. A lot to learn in the comment section of my videos as well. Comment about Buffy. Everybody's asking about Buffy. Buffy's right here. We're ready to swing this gantry on over, and we're going to start paying attention to her. We've got the overarm off. It's down on the floor. I got that subrated from the swivel. We're going to pull the table, we're going to pull the knee, and we're going to dress her up. We got a product here, Workshop Hero. This was given to us a couple years ago. All right, so in future, this is a preview. This isn't talking what I just talked about. All right, hat sales. Thank you very much. The hats are selling like crazy. In fact, I've got to reorder some different colors and combinations right now. The Patriot Attitude way outdid the Turn Right ball caps, and I'm glad to see that. Brand new stickers arriving today and tomorrow, and I'll have those previewing by next week. All right, until the next video, get her done.